Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Facebook itself. Apple is developing a Stories app. Medium, the blogging platform, has a new Stories app called Series. Everybody is copying stories because stories are no longer a destination, they're a feature. Stories are replacing the newsfeed of social media. We don't have to think about content in posts anymore. We have to start thinking about content in stories. In 2010, the people that we really wanted to manage our social media channels were writers, right? People who could write 140 characters at a time, or they could write a blog post. They could talk to our fans and our brand voice, and we just needed writers. That's who we were hiring. But in 2012, 13, 14, as photos and images became more acceptable, more popular in social media, we started hiring people with Photoshop skills, with an eye for design. People who could build graphics that captured attention and get engagement. 2016, 2017, and going forward, we're actually creating content on our phones natively. It's visual, it's video, it's stories. Gone are the days where you had to think about creative with your agency or your internal team to say, I need a creative brief and we're going to develop content this way. There is no creative brief if you're doing a story on your phone. Okay? You cannot get internet stardom anymore by blogging yourself to fame. It doesn't work that way. But on the web, text is for search engines. Okay? Video is for humans. We respond better to video and visual content than we do to writing. Doesn't mean we're stupid, doesn't mean we can't read a book, doesn't mean we can't read a long-form article, either in the paper or online. It just means that when we see something visual, when we see great video, we react. We're naturally drawn in and engaged with that. So 3 elements of good stories I want you to think about as you go back and you're starting to create content. Well, the first is you can go back to being on vertical on your screens. Very natural in the smartphone world to just put your phone out there and shoot. But for years, videographers like my husband is like, turn your phone sideways. Right? Have you heard that? For the best video, turn your phone sideways. Not anymore, you guys. You can go vertical because it's more natural, especially in these stories. But when you're producing a story, you have to be chronological and you have to narrate this story. Right? And a story can be a couple snaps. It can be 10 minutes, right? But it's got to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And it needs to probably include those 5 essential steps for storytelling. Set the scene, introduce your characters, give them a plot. What's happening? Why are you even covering this? Why are you sharing this with us? Is there a conflict, a twist, a clash? Something happened? And then what's the resolution? What's the end of the story? I have a whole nother speech on storytelling, and it's all about give us the resolution. Don't walk away and leave us hanging, especially in story format, where you're trying to get people to get from the start to the finish, get all the way through your story. Because we're not thinking in just one post anymore. We're thinking in how we're creating a story content. Okay? So 3 easy ways to do that.